Good morning. How are you? It is Why Wednesday. That's when I tell you something about this business, right? Because if you're tuning into my lives, one, you probably like makeup. Maybe you just think I'm super cool. I literally don't know a single person who has ever said, though, I hang around you because you're super cool. Not the cool kid. And that's okay. I don't mind. It's fine. Thank you so much for watching the replay. I am awkward. I am weird. I am me. And I'm very transparent. So I wanted to, one, do my bundle today that we've been talking about all week. It is the Glam Up palette, the mascara, the eyeliner, and the brows. But I'm not going to talk about that. Because here's the thing is I know that there are a whole lot of people that just need to change their lives, that need or want something a little bit better or something a little bit more. And here's the thing is that we become content in the struggle, right? Because we're kind of told that that's kind of how life is going to be, right? You're going to graduate high school, you're going to go to college, you're going to meet someone, you're going to get married. Maybe you'll stay married, maybe you won't. That's the expectation, right? But a lot of times it doesn't happen. Most people I know have been married a couple times. I've been married a couple times. Kudos to you guys that haven't. You end up with a lot of student loan debt. Maybe you work in your field, maybe you don't. But even when you do work in your field, the loans are so excessive that it's ridiculous, right? And here's the thing is that there are so many people that I know are in the exact same situation that I was in. I was struggling to pay my bills. We were having cars repossessed. We were being evicted from our home. We were having to have my mother help us with groceries because we couldn't even afford groceries. And then it was at a time that we were both working. We just weren't making enough money. So it's never been that we didn't want to work or we didn't want to do hard things, because we did, right? It wasn't like we were just lazy and, was just like, I think I'll just keep letting my mother pay for my groceries because that's easier. No, that wasn't it at all. We just had a lot of bills for a little amount of money, right? And at the end of the month, every single month, I was negative $800. I really should go back and try to see how much money I spent in non-sufficient fund charges a month. But there was nothing I could do about it. Like, I couldn't work more at my jobs. I actually changed jobs, got out of my field, so that I could hopefully pay a little bit more of those bills. And that's when I started only being $800 negative, was when I changed jobs, right? We don't live in a glamorous house. I didn't have a glamorous car. In fact, a lot of the times we had one decent car and one buy here, pay here, which some of those are great. We did not get the great ones because, well, we couldn't afford those. But it was just really hard, right? And when I joined network marketing, I didn't understand that it could really change things. It could really provide some income, right? And at first, I worked really, really hard for just a little bit of money. But isn't it kind of like that in all jobs? Like, my first job that I took that I was so excited about, I was starting up a new practice. My mother worked with some doctors. So, I didn't even get the job myself, but they were starting a new practice. They knew my mom was super smart. They felt like if she was super smart, maybe I was super smart, and they were going to give me a chance. And so I had to help them open an office, right? I had to set up all their software, do all their billing. So that's kind of when my billing started, right? But I didn't start there. I hope you have an amazing day too. I didn't have any education in it. I didn't have anything. And I made $10 an hour doing it. That was what I made. That was my life. Where is my brow brush? I don't know. I have no idea. We'll just have to get another one. I made $10 an hour doing it, right? So even then, I do less than what I did then and make more money. Why? Time and experience. Now I'm worth more money. Now I know what I'm doing. Now I can teach someone else how to do it, right? That's true. this week at my job, I am training someone else to do my job to be able to help out when needed. I cannot train someone. I started making $10 an hour at my job like 20 some years ago, doing more work than what I do now. That's like in corporate America, like in a doctor's office, doing billing, doing the exact same thing that I'm doing now. I started out making less, doing more, and now I do less, make far more, and can train people on how to do what I do. Network marketing is no different. It's no different. So whenever I first started and I was making my, $60 a month paychecks, I couldn't really figure out that I needed more money, right? I mean, I knew that I needed more money, but I didn't really know how to get it. And I didn't understand that network marketing could do that. I didn't understand that. So I just kept kind of pushing along because I didn't really know what I was doing. And there was no one there to teach me how to do it, right? I was figuring it out on my own. Network marketing has come so far. Now I am part of an incredible team with the most amazing training ever. I literally have never seen more detailed guides in a group, more trainings, more team camaraderie. Like this morning, I literally asked a question in a group of top earners. And I'm in this group and I can ask these questions to say, hey, are you doing this? Is it working? What do you do? Right? And I can ask those questions. I have such an amazing team. In the beginning, I didn't know. I literally had to just learn pretty much everything on my own. Didn't have a clue. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. Nothing. But here's the thing is now, like that first insurance job, I have time and experience. I've done it and I've done it well for many years and I can help you do it, right? Like you don't have to be negative $800 in your account. You guys, that sucks. It sucked so bad. I told this story a while back, but I used to have to write checks for gas all the time. Oh my gosh. Because here's the thing is I knew my bank would cover me up to like negative $800, which is probably why I rolled there most of the time, right? Because here's the thing is if my kid needed jeans, like one of the girls needed new shoes, I would have to get those things, right? Even knowing that I didn't really have the money to do it, I would just do it and then write the check for gas, knowing my bank would cover it and charge me an extra $28. I can't even fathom what I paid in non-sufficient fund charges, you guys. It makes me want to cry thinking about it. And it was like, I didn't know what to do to get out of that hole. I felt like it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I was feeling so defeated. And I don't want you to stay there. Because here's the thing is you have some options. It takes a lot of work. Here's the thing is that most people, this is a true statistic, only 1% of people are successful in network marketing. That's true. And for me, that sounds really hard. Like, why would I do something that I have such a low chance of being successful? Well, because I'm going to be the 1%. And I'm going to be that person because I'm not going to quit. Ever. I don't care if it takes me 10 years to get there. I don't care if it takes me 20 years to get there. Because here's the thing is I've been at my job for 10 years. I'm expected to be there for at least 20 more. And I'm capped on salary. There are no more raises in my future. I'm done. I make as much as what I will ever make. And I have to be there for 20 more years so that I can retire. So that I can hopefully then enjoy retirement, right? Probably on minimal money though, right? Because if I had only done that, I would have still been negative $800 in my account. So here's the thing is I decided I was going to work really hard and I was going to do some really uncomfortable stuff, like really uncomfortable stuff. Last month, one of the top leaders in the company messages in that chat that I was just telling you about and says, hey, I think my girls are tired of hearing my voice. Would anyone like to do a Zoom call with my girls? I think I was number 1 or 2 in volunteering to do that. And if you think that I wanted to do that, no, I did not. Not even a small part of me wanted to do that. Not even a small part. Because it is really difficult for me to put myself out there. And all I kept thinking over the last month was, do I really have what it takes? Can I really teach and train this group of ladies? What kind of value can I bring to the table that they haven't already heard? And I was really scared. And yesterday in my stories, my neck is breaking out in hives and I'm terrified. But here's what I know is that anything in my life that came really easy, I 1, did not appreciate, and 2, really did not teach me anything. It just didn't, right? But the things that were challenging and the things that have been really difficult and the things that like broke me, those are the things that like I really learned from, right? And so I'm on this continual mission to do things that are difficult, that are hard, that bring me out of my comfort zone, like these lives. They're still scary. They're still hard. Now, they've gotten easier because I've done them for so long. Do you think they were easy in the beginning? No. But I feel like so many of us are just staying stuck because we don't know what to do. We don't know what that first step is. So can I tell you, oh gosh, that was not, well, I don't even know what happened. I can't even talk about it. Last night, I'm in my makeup room, and Dryden's in his room, and he is in his room, and I have no idea why he asks me the things that he asks me or says the things that he says, but he says, Mom, I think this is why. He's constantly telling me about the things he's purchasing on his games that are very costly, like, $3 million or something crazy. And he says to me, he's like, hey, Mom, what was the best thing you ever purchased? So immediately my mind goes to like high dollar things, like that airfare to Cancun, or you know what I mean? Like high dollar things. What was my favorite car? What was my favorite trip? Like that's what I'm thinking of, right? And then I literally said, this was my answer after thinking about it. What was your best purchase ever? And I said, my pharmacy starter kit. Because that's when things really changed. Because even when I was at the end of my last company and making a little bit of money, that was when I was $800 negative in my account every month. That was just a little over a year ago, you guys. And he said, He says, so how much did that cost to start your business? And I said, $19.99. He said, that wasn't very expensive. There's low risk when you join a company. I mean, that's why so many people join network marketing and why the successful rate is so low is because you don't really have anything invested, right? You can join for literally $20. I went to Panera a couple months ago and I got the 2 for $2 and I got a coffee because, midday and I needed a coffee. But then you could get a cookie for 99 cents. So I did get a cookie too. And my bill was almost $20. It was like $18. I was like, what in the world did I just do? I just ate $20. Their coffee is really expensive, is all I can think of. I don't really know. But last night, whenever he said, wow, that wasn't very expensive, I thought, really, the things that you appreciate in this life aren't the things that you paid a ton of money for, right? I mean, I've had vehicles that, cost me a fortune. And I didn't really appreciate them. I mean, I like them and I love them. The car that I appreciated the most was the one that I got after everything had been repossessed. Everything had been lost. We had to file bankruptcy. And was probably the cheapest car next to my first car that I ever bought. And I loved that car. And even though I was super excited to trade it for my Expedition, and I knew that we needed the Expedition to pull the camper, I cried when I left that car there. And it wasn't my most expensive one. It was the one that I worked the hardest for. You guys, I don't want to cry. It was the one that I worked the hardest for. The one that came after I had struggled so much, right? It was the one that I was able to buy without my mother co-signing for me. And that was well into my 30s. You guys, I'm telling you, it has been rough, right? But here's the thing, is that I'm not any different than any of you guys. I just refuse to quit. And daily I try to do something that makes me feel so uncomfortable that I break out in hives. This is a true story, you guys. That's what I do. Every day I just try to be as uncomfortable as possible because I know that is where I grow and I know that is where I learn, right? So my greatest purchase in my entire life was $20. It's $20, y'all. I need to spray some setting spray just in case I cry. I should know better and just call it like No Makeup Wednesday instead of Why Wednesday, because then you'll just know that I'm going to talk about something that's going to make me cry. But you guys, it was $20. And it changed my life, you guys. It changed my life. Direct sales has changed my life. The last company 100% did. That was when I felt like I grew so much. I learned about self-development. I learned about personal development. I learned what it was like to invest some time into me so that I could give more back. I mean, I got so much more than money from that last company, right? And I've carried all that to the next one that actually pays well, right? Pharmacy is the number one paid indirect sales. Number one paid. Like, we have an income disclosure that I can send you that shows what people at certain ranks make. Not all companies do that. If you're in a company that does not have an income disclosure, I'd be concerned. Because why can't you tell me at certain ranks what I should expect to make? Pharmacy has their minimum, their maximum, and their average, right? So this is the minimum that people make at the rank. This is the most that people, and these are actual people with actual paychecks. This is where the data comes from, right? When you see income disclosures, those things are accurate, right? And then here's the average. Like for my rank, I'm closer to the higher end, right? And that's life-changing, okay? So $20. That's all it took. $20. The best purchase of my entire life. $20. You guys, it comes with business materials, samples. The box is really cute in and of itself, but business materials, samples, has a little winking face because I think that's cute. And then you get to decide that you're going to buy all your products at 50% off. You're going to build an empire. You want to make enough to get your nails done. You want to make enough to pay for your kids' competitive sports. You want to make enough to take your family on a vacation. You want to make enough to pay off your house. You want to make enough to retire your husband. It's unlimited, right? Because here's the thing. Mine started with I want to get my nails done every month. And then literally when I was making that money, I still couldn't get my nails done because I was still $800 negative in my account. That's the reality of my situation, right? But when I stayed consistent and I did all of the things, I found this company. Number one paid in direct sales. They have an amazing welcome program that starts at month 1, you do this much, month 2, month 3, month 4. And if you complete month 4, you get $100. That's huge. That's not $100 in free makeup. That's you can have some cash. I love that, right? Because whenever I joined, my welcome program was a whole bunch of free makeup, which was great because that's why I started. But for most people, they start because they want the cash. They need the money. They want to pay their light bill. Like, I never want to have my cell phone shut off ever again. Like, that's my goal every month. Because here's the thing is, before pharmacy, every single month, my phone got shut off. Not Kyle's, not Trident's, mine. Because it was primary on the account. So every month when I couldn't pay the bill until payday or until this date or whatever, I had no phone. I was literally running an online business with no data. I could only do it on Wi-Fi. And that may have been for days or a week. Every month, I had to deal with the stress and the anxiety of paying that phone bill. Because it was really high. Like, we had a lot of phones in there. It was like $380. And it was so much money that I would just cringe every time I thought about paying that bill. And then I wouldn't pay it because, well, like, I'm the only one that's affected. It'll be okay. We really need groceries. We really need to pay the water bill. You know, we definitely have to pay for whatever at school for the kids. We have to, you know, there was other things that were just the priority, right? And every month. So Kyle knows now, like, my goal is to pay that phone bill every month so that my phone is never shut off again. And it started with $20. $20. That's lunch at Panera. When Kyle and I go to Chipotle, it's like $22, $24. That's one lunch if you're bougie and want the coffee from Panera, or lunch for two people at Chipotle. One lunch, you guys. Like, just skipping that one thing. And you guys, I can even remember working really, really hard and earning incentive trips with the last company. And I couldn't go because I couldn't afford the airfare. And then the next one, I said, oh, I'm going. I don't care what it takes. And I sold my purse. I sold my clothes. I sold my shoes. I sold anything that I didn't need to take on that trip so that I could get that airfare to go. Those are the things that it takes, right? So you can join the company for the 50% discount. And that's amazing, right? The foundation's already affordable at $16.90. This is what I'm wearing today. But now I get it for like $8.45. Even better. It's great. But really, I want to talk to those people who really want to change their situation. Because no one told me when I bought into the first company that I could change my life. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that potential. There was no one there to train me. There was no system set up to go through. Like, if you had literally just told me, hey, go through the guides. It tells you how to get paid, how to promote on this social site, how to do this, what to do. Like, everything is laid out for you, right? The team that I'm on literally gives you the first 30 posts that you will ever need. You don't even have to come up with them on yourself. Like, that's not on you. Like, I'm on such an incredible, incredible team. And what I learned last night from doing that training is that I have value to provide. I have been doing this for a lot of years, right? I am over 6 years in. In February, it was 6 years. January, I can't remember now. I think it was February. February was 6 years in direct sales, and February was 1 year in pharmacy. Because here's the thing, I gave myself a 5-year plan at the first company to hit the top rank. And if I didn't, then I would reevaluate what I was doing. Because you put in a lot of time and effort, and if I'm not where I want to be, I feel like 5 years was a good goal. It wasn't 5 days, 5 months, a year even. I gave myself 5 years before I would allow myself to quit. But then I decided I really liked what I was doing. I just need to make more money. Number 1 paid in direct sales. Number 1 paid, you guys. Number 1. Like if you're in a company and you're in like the top 20 because there's hundreds of direct selling companies across the country, if you're in the top 20, you're thrilled to death. Literally thrilled. Top 10, I'm like gonna attempt a cartwheel, probably break my leg, but I will attempt a cartwheel, right? We're number 1. Like at the top of the list. Like I can send you the link of all the companies. We're number 1. So now not only do I get to do something that I love, that I am passionate about, I get to help other women feel confident and comfortable and beautiful in their own skin. I get to make money, and my cell phone has not been shut off one time since I joined pharmacy. Yay, I'm so proud. None of our utilities have been shut off. That's incredible. I will say I forgot to pay the trash bill once, not because I didn't have the money, but I just forgot because you have to like actually write the check and pay it, and that's ridiculous. And they didn't pick up our trash for a couple weeks, and I couldn't figure out why. That's the only thing that has happened though since I joined pharmacy, and that was my fault. But you guys, my phone doesn't get shut off anymore. And that is like a dream come true. And even then, whenever I'm like, okay, it was $20, I just want to be able to pay my cell phone bill. I just want to do that. I think now I could pay all of my bills with my pharmacy check. And that's an exciting thing. And I know that there are other people that are struggling the same way I was, and I want to show you how to do it. It doesn't happen quick, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it takes you being uncomfortable a lot. It takes people hating you because you're in an industry that people are just hated in. I have no idea why. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty nice person, and everyone on Facebook is so nice to me all the time. But if I post anything about my profession on TikTok, people are blatantly mean, like mean. And they will take time out of their day to be mean to you. Like, it's a weird place, but I want to change lives, and maybe that's you, or maybe it's not you, and maybe you just want to share this because maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. But I know I'm going to keep talking about it because you can't have something change your life in the way that this $20 box changed mine and not share it with everyone you know. Especially people who are willing to work hard, right? Those are the people I want. People who are like me. People who will set a 5-year goal, not a 3-week goal. Like, okay, I worked hard for a month and it didn't pay off. Well, I can tell you that when I started that first billing job 20 plus years ago, I started it in, 1998. So you can do the math. It's been a few years, 20 plus years. I worked harder for less money than I do now in my billing job. Because there, I had to bill the interns, I had to schedule the patients, I had to room the patients, I had to clean the rooms, I had to answer the phones, I had to set up the billing software, I had to make sure that the doctor's schedules were all together, I had to schedule lunches, I had to do all those things, and I made way less than half of what I make now. And now I do less. Isn't that crazy? How in the beginning, when you start something, you work harder for less money than what you do when you are experienced and know what you're doing. It's how the world works. It's how network marketing works. You get experience, you train people, you make more money, and you provide value to other people, right? I'm not selling you a product I don't believe in. So, I love you guys. I thank you for staying on, for watching, for maybe watching the replay. I appreciate you because you literally make my whole world go round. You keep my cell phone bill on. Literally, the cell phone bill is like a huge thing for me. You can tell because I could literally cry over it, but every month when the first came and I knew my phone was going to get shut off, it was just like the worst feeling in the world, knowing that I could do nothing about it to get it back on. Not until payday, at least, right? So I just know that I'm crying now. It's fine. It's fine. I just know that there are other people who don't want their phone shut off, who don't want their car repoed, who want to be able to just pay their bills. I'm not even saying do all the extra stuff, because here's the thing is I have a list of 10 things that I say every day as if they are true, right? And one of the things I said for years was I take my family on vacation every year. Every year I take my family on vacation. In the last 3 years, I've been able to do that. Maybe the last 2 or 3. I can't even remember. I would have to think. Yes. It's just hard, right? So I said that, and now I get to do it. And it is incredible. Last year we went to Colorado. The year before that, we spent Christmas at Branson. And neither of those things were cheap. In Colorado, we literally planned with like a 1.5 week, 2-week notice. That's something that I probably would have had to save for and make payments on forever. Because the Branson trip I did, I paid for parts of it as we went for like 6 months before we went. And last year I could do it easily. And that's what I want for you. I want you to want this so badly that you're willing to do it for a minimum of 5 years before you give up. Those are the people that I want. So message me if you want more information. I don't harass you. If I give you the information, you're like, no, it's not for me. That's okay. Doesn't matter. But just know, it's $20, immediate 50% commission. When you buy something from me and I place the order, I get that money immediately. Whenever, my nose is running, I'm sorry. Whenever someone places that on the website, I get paid the next month on the 10th. That 50%. So anything that you buy on the website, it changes my life because I get 50% of whatever you spend. And that is huge. Plus I have an incredible team of people that I just absolutely love and adore. And without this business, I would not have met them because literally they're scattered all over the country. All over. They're everywhere. And it has just literally changed my life. And I'm going to get off here so that I don't cry anymore. But just know that if you're struggling, I can try to help you. I mean, if you don't do the work, then it's not going to work. But that's like anything, right? If I go to work and don't do my job, I will literally get fired. That's how that works, right? So if you don't do the work here, though, you don't necessarily get fired. You just don't get paid. I don't know. So I love you guys. Have an amazing day. And I hope that you do something today that inspires greatness in yourself and the people around you, because if we can't change the world, like, I don't know. I'm watching Handmaid's Tale, just know. So get out there and change the world because we don't want to go there.